Most towns have a story they're proud of. Blackwood Village isn't one of them. If you drove through today, you'd see tree-lined streets, neatly painted houses, a quiet town square where nothing ever seems to happen. People smile, children play, life moves slowly here. But that calm isn't natural, because Blackwood didn't forget its past by accident, it was erased. And tonight, we're rewinding the memory everyone agreed never to touch. Imagine your hometown, the one place that's supposed to feel safe. Now imagine discovering that the ground beneath it once witnessed acts so disturbing that an entire community chose silence over truth. That's Blackwood Village, a place that looks ordinary. A place that was anything but. So ask yourself this before we go further. What if the most familiar streets you walk every day were once scenes of terror? Because once you know what happened here, you won't look at quiet places the same way again. Blackwood Village didn't always feel wrong. Longtime residents still talk about it the way people talk about a dream they half remember. Summer festivals, church bells on Sundays, the old mill by the river, where kids used to skip stones and couples took evening walks. It was the kind of town where nothing bad was supposed to happen. That's what makes the first incident so unsettling. In 1958, a local newspaper ran a short article, barely a column long, about a disturbance near the mill. No photos, no follow-up, just a vague mention of unusual activity and an investigation that was ongoing. That investigation never officially concluded. The police logs from the same year tell a different story. Multiple officers reported being called to the mill late at night. Witnesses described screaming, high-pitched panic coming from inside the structure long after it had been abandoned. When officers arrived, they found nothing. No people, no signs of struggle, just the overwhelming smell of damp wood. And something else they couldn't identify. One officer wrote a single line in his report. "Feels like we're not alone, even when we are." That line was crossed out in red ink. After that night, Blackwood began to change. Not dramatically, subtly. People started avoiding the river path. The mill became something no one talked about. Parents warned their kids not to play too close but never explained why. Then the 1960s came, and the incidents multiplied. A woman claimed someone was standing in her kitchen every night when she woke up, always in the same spot. When she turned on the light, no one was there. A shop owner reported hearing footsteps upstairs after closing, even though the second floor had been sealed for years. A teenager vanished walking home from the town square. His shoes were found neatly placed on a bench the next morning. Each event, on its own, was explainable. Together, they weren't. What's worse is how the village responded. They didn't panic, they normalized. Blackwood developed an unspoken rule: don't ask questions. Don't dig. Don't remember. The town carried on. Weddings happened. Businesses opened. Life went on top of something rotten and everyone pretended not to smell it. Then came the forgetting. Records disappeared. Files went missing. Newspaper archives skipped entire months. Witnesses suddenly changed their stories or refused to speak at all. If you asked older residents decades later, many claimed they couldn't remember anything unusual ever happening. But forgetting doesn't mean something is gone. It just means it's buried, and buried things have a way of resurfacing. A local researcher, someone who grew up in Blackwood and left, then returned years later, noticed the gaps, missing years, redacted names, locations that kept repeating across unrelated incidents. The mill, the square, certain houses still standing today. When old documents were finally digitized, something chilling became clear. Every major incident happened in places the town still use every day. Not hidden locations, familiar ones. That realization changed everything. Because it meant Blackwood wasn't haunted by one event, it was shaped by many. Today, people still report strange experiences. A sense of being watched while walking familiar routes. Unexplained sounds in buildings with no history, at least none officially acknowledged. That quiet chill you can't explain when a place feels wrong for no clear reason. Blackwood Village looks peaceful, but peace built on denial never lasts forever. And maybe that's the most terrifying part, not that something terrible happened here, but that it happened in places just like where you live. So the next time you walk through a quiet neighborhood, past an old building everyone ignores, or down a street that feels strangely heavy, ask yourself this: is it really just quiet, or is it remembering something you're not supposed to know? And if your town has a story refuses to tell, maybe it's time to rewind that memory too.